Have you ever faced this problem? Sir, my code is working fine in my local environment and the same copy of the code I moved to the production. I don't know why it is not working. And I could bet you definitely face this problem in your software journey. So, what is the solution for that? So, we have a Docker. So, let's begin the journey of Docker and understand it. Docker is container solution. So there are many container solution available in the market, but Docker is one of the best solution out of this. So let's understand about these container solutions. What we are getting the benefit from that solution, right? So for example, you are working on one application. You are going to develop one application. So that application, we have a dependencies. We need to add some libraries if we have some external libraries which we have, or some of the infrastructure level of the work also we need to do. Or for example, in the local environment you are using the deployment tool as a Tomcat, so and running the application into Tomcat container. So those are the things which you are doing in your local environment. But when you are moving that code to the production or any test environment, it might be a chance something could be a miss, or some of the version of the jar is not match with the whatever your local environment has, or some of the dependencies which we could see in our maven.xml file, but those some of the dependency are internally calling to other dependencies, though those could be also miss. So those are the things which we need to be taken care for the environment related of the facilities. So OS related dependency is required for our means applications. So those everything we can address via this Docker. So Docker is a open source centralized platform design to make it easier to create, deploy and run the application by using the containers. Now we understand what is the Docker container. So in simple word I can say that Docker container are lightweights, or we can say that it's an alternative of the virtual machine. Okay, so it helps developer to package up the application with all the libraries, dependencies and shift it to a single package, right? The advantage of this Docker container is that you don't need to be allocated any RAM or disk space for the application. Okay, so it automatically generates the storage and the space according to the application requirement. Now, one question comes on our mind. We already having a concept of the virtual machine. So why is the need of the container? Okay. Or in simple word, we can say that what is the difference between the container or virtual machine? Before to go ahead with the difference between the container versus the virtual machine, first we need to be understand the virtual machine. So virtual machine is a software that allow us to install or use other operating system like Windows, Linux or anything simultaneously on our machine itself. Okay. The operating system in which virtual machine run are called virtualized operating system, and this virtualized operating system can run, program and perform a task that we perform in the real operating system, right? So for example, you are working on the window application, you virtualize any operating system like Linux, and you are running the application on that virtualized operating system. It will be act or work as a real time application, whatever we are expecting that, or whatever the customer or in production how it will work, we can see that. But what is the difference between the container and the virtual machine? Okay, so in the virtual machine we are doing the virtualization on the hardware level. Okay, I need to be allocate the 5 GB RAM for the running the application. I need required around this much of the space. Those are the specification we are doing the hardware level, and we have a something. So for example, our application is not required the 5 GB RAM. After it we are providing it. It is not required that much of the allocation of the memory which is not required for the application, right? But in the other case, when we are looking around the Docker world, we are doing the virtualization on the software level. Okay, that is the main difference between the container and the virtualization machine, right? So when we look around the container, so integration in the container is a very fast and very cheap. But when we look around on the virtual machine, it is bit slow and costly in terms of the hardware level, right? When we are doing all this setup in the hardware level, definitely the wastage of the memory will be there in the virtual machine, right? But the case of the container, there is a no wastage of the memory. So that is the main difference we need to be take or understand about this two container and the virtual. Wow, it will solve all my problems. So I am ready to Dockerize my application. But how? I'm here to help you on the same. I will cover all the step by step theory and practical session which will help you to understand the Docker and you can easily Dockerize your application. Request to do like, share and subscribe my channel version upgrade and please support me. Thank you so much.